This channel gets its name from the answer to a question I was once asked. The question was, why do you like to travel so much? My answer was, there's a big wide world out there and I want to see as much of it as possible. I've been fortunate enough to have travelled, studied and worked abroad, but last year all that travel ground to a screeching halt. So I looked online for my travel fix. I just tortured myself looking at places I couldn't go to. I found travel YouTubers who had large audiences, but as I consumed more and more content, I also discovered YouTubers with smaller audiences and they seemed to have a nice little community around them. Their channels were hobbies for them rather than their jobs, and I thought, this is something that could be fun for me as well. What can my channel offer amongst the multitude of travel channels out there? Well, to begin with, a lot of Australian content as I currently live in Australia. I've travelled to 41 countries so far and have some experience of different kinds of travel, from backpacking and staying in hostels to more upmarket accommodation. The older I get, the more comfort I need. I prefer smaller, often lesser known places to visit and can give some insight as to where to find them. Having said that, I love London and I spend time there each time I'm in Europe, and on those trips to the UK I go and explore a different region or county. I fell in love with Singapore when I was 12 years old, so we had a stopover there on the way back to Australia. I remain loyal to Singapore and visited countless times. My interests lie in visiting historical sites, and I do love a good palace, a museum, an historic town centre, and any accommodation that's a repurposed historic building. I tend to gravitate to places that have water on the sea, a lake, or a river, so any hiking scenes will have a blue backdrop. My favourite mode of transport is train travel, especially around Europe. Air travel, not so much. I've rented cars in the UK and I found it was the best way to see some smaller towns and, more importantly, National Trust properties. Historic homes have very long driveways. I do have a travel blog that I started years ago for family and friends and then found that others read it too. There's a link in the description for that. Hope you'll come along and explore this big wide world of ours through this channel and subscribe to see where I take you.